Hey, morning everyone. So we're looking at the second last poem in our Frost collection. It's called Design. It's a nice short one for a Friday. So we'll look at the final one on Monday. So I'll read it for you first and then we'll have a little discussion. So I found a dimpled spider, fat and white, on a white heel all, holding up a moth like a white piece of rigid satin cloth. Assorted characters of death and blight mixed ready to begin the morning rite, like the ingredients of a witch's broth, a snowdrop spider, a flower like a froth, and dead wings carried like a paper kite. What had the flower to do with being white, the wayside blue and innocent heel all? What brought the kindred spider to that height, then steered the white moth thither in the night? What but design of darkness to appall, if design govern a thing so small? Okay, so um, the helol that he talks about is this small flower here. So a flower that is very pretty, and we know that pretty flowers often attract the most vicious of insects. So the poem opens with "I found a dimpled spider," so almost connotations of Charlotte's Web, where there's using the word dimpled implies innocence and harmlessness, but the spider is fat as well. So it gives us maybe a bit of a sense of its venomous character. So there's an unattractive image to open with. We're kind of lured in, just like the moth. I found a dimpled spider, fat and white. So we are kind of drawn in and then hit with this horrific, really kind of grotesque scene. Um, so the use of the word white, and white appears a lot. You'll see it throughout the poem. So the use of white implies innocence, purity, but as spiders are normally darker, black, brown, hairy, gross in general, the any positive overtones of innocence and goodness that we would associate with white, and even the word heal all for the flower, like that's the flower that has been chosen for this image. Um, all of that quickly gives way to a kind of grotesque ghastliness that happens as we realize that the spider has caught the moth. And I'm just going to flick back to um, the other slide. So the spider has caught the moth and lured it essentially to its death. So it's actually quite a macabre scene that we've come across. The hapless moth is held like a white um, piece of rigid satin cloth. So almost like it's been mummified, or that it's wearing a shroud, or being covered like it's in a body bag of some description. So the characters of death in this grim drama are compared to the ingredients of a witch's broth. Okay, so um, maybe we could look at that idea of the lower order animal, like we would have looked at when we looked at animal imagery in King Lear. So the poem continues on with the final six lines, the final sestet, becoming a little bit more angry, a little bit more passionate. What had the flower to do with being white, the wayside blue and innocent heel all? So why was the flower so pretty? What brought this kindred spider to that height, then steered the white moth thither in the night? What but design of darkness to appall? So um Frost is implying here, is there some sort of universal grand plan that made the flower so attractive to attract the spider, to attract the moth, so the spider could catch the moth? Is there a symbiosis? Is there a grand universal plan? But then the final line, if design govern anything so small. So is it possible that there is no grand design and that everything is just happenstance, circumstance, fate, accident, that there is no real um, grand design at all? And is that what Frost is asking us? Is there a terrifying reality that really everything is just pure chance after all?